Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Dan and Danny Talk Sports Podcast. I'm Dan Studer, alongside my co-host, as always, Danny Gulix. Danny, how you doing this fine Wednesday morning?
Dude, it's amazing. No work today. Closed last night, but we got out early. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Got some nice sleep. I only woke up like once in the middle of the night. It's a laundry day. That's why I don't got the sheet on the bed. But it's nice, man. I'm having a pretty good day so far. Gonna probably go to the gym after this. Feel good. Feel nice. How you doing, man?
It's kind of funny. I didn't even recognize that you realized that your bed didn't have a sheet on it. That's funny.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had to
no,
take
I
it
mean,
off.
hey, I'm good. Roles reverse kind of. I've got work. You don't.
Yeah, that was us yesterday.
I love it when it happens, though, that you get out early, you have a good clothes, and you're able to walk out there like 15, 20 minutes early.
Yup.
Sometimes it's one of the best feelings in the
Oh, dude, it's
world.
so nice. It's
What did I
amazing.
do last night? Last night I did on my day off, I did some cleaning. I
Okay.
watched the Tom Cruise and The Firm,
Okay.
and then I fell asleep to Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse.
Beautiful. Roadhouse. I fell asleep to South Park as I typically do. It's nice. So obviously this is the preview episode. We're going to be talking the week 5 matchups last week without a bye week. So every team plays this week. It's nice. It's glorious. It's amazing. We love football. But before we get into that, I have something that I need some advice. Not necessarily advice. I need a reaction. And I need it from you, Dan,
Scared. I'm scared.
along with the viewers at home. So on the last episode, obviously I talked as to the Javonte Williams injury, and obviously prayers up.
Oh
We
boy.
want this man's having a rough injury. He has almost the exact same injury as J.K. Dobbins, that J.K. Dobbins had, and J.K. Dobbins was out for a whole season and a week. So hopefully Javonte can recover faster. I don't know, man. We hope for the best always. But besides from real life, my fantasy teams were kind of struck hard, especially one of them. My redraft league, I started the season hot. Najee Harris and Javonte Williams as my running backs. I traded Najee Harris instead of Javonte in a big old package earlier in the season. So my running backs were Javonte Williams and AJ Dillon. And I'm like, okay, that's decent. My running backs now, before this trade, were AJ Dillon and Jerick McKinnon, or AJ Dillon and Michael Carter, or AJ Dillon and Dontrell Hilliard. Not good. Not good. Need to make a trade, right? So this is the deal. I give up Devontae Adams. I give up Deontay Johnson, and I give up Russell Wilson. It's a big trade. It's a big package. It's big. I don't use Russell Wilson. I was going to cut him before this week. And then he had a big week. Somebody needs a quarterback because their quarterback was Tua, and then they don't want to stream, which is weird, but I don't care. So they wanted Russ, and I'm like, cool. That's kind of like a non-factor for me, but he can get me a good player. I got in return Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brandon Cooks, Ramondre Stevenson, and Tony Pollard. So I get back a running back 2. Ramondre is like a low-end running back 2. I'm okay with that. I get back Amon-Ra St. Brown, who
You love.
Yes, obviously. I love Amon-Ra. I think he's amazing. He is the clear-cut number 1 option on currently the highest powered offense in the league. They are the best offense and the worst defense. So they are always on the field. He gets I'm pretty sure it's like a 30-something% target share, which is insane. And he's very consistent. I don't think he's quite on the same level as Devontae Adams, but I think he's just below him. So I don't think that's a bad drop off. I think him and Ramondre is a pretty good deal for Devontae. And then on the other end, I didn't want to throw in Deontay Johnson, but I threw in Deontay Johnson. I got back Brandon Cooks and I got back Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard, a great insurance running back. He still gets a lot of usage when Zeke's not hurt, and Zeke is pretty consistently injured. Brandon Cooks is a decent flex play, so I'll take it.
But even with Zeke being back, Pollard's still gotten a decent amount of snaps.
Yeah, Pollard gets good usage even when Zeke's in the game. So
Right.
At least for a bye week, that's a good play.
So what was your package that you sent again? Remind us.
I sent over Devontae Adams, Deontay Johnson, and Russell Wilson, and I got back Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brandon Cooks, Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard. So yes, I I personally don't feel like I necessarily won the deal, but
I
I
was about
think
to say, why does it feel like you kind of lost, but you
it's
actually
Russell
might
Wilson.
not have.
It's Russell Wilson. That's the thing. It was a 3 for 4, but it was really a 2 for 4 on my end. Russell Wilson was not going to play for me. My starting quarterback's Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But no, I feel like I don't think Amon-Ra is too big of a step down from Devontae, and I don't think that Brandon Cooks and Tony Pollard is too big of a step down from Deontay. And then I also got Ramondre Stevenson, who's going to be my running back 2 moving forward until I can make another trade because I need to. I need to. But I still have my receiver core is still Jalen Waddle and Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's pretty good. And I still
That's
have
pretty
move.
good.
And I don't think Deontay is going to get a lot of usage, which I'll talk about later. With Kenny Pickett as quarterback, because I think Kenny is going to target Muth and Pickens more than him. Tried to get Pickens, it didn't work. I wanted him bad. But the guy who had him wanted Deontay, and then I was like, dude, you have Chase Claypool and George Pickens. You want all those Steelers receiving core? You want the whole thing?
That bye week is he's gonna lose when it comes to that
Yeah.
bye week.
You got anything that you want to talk about before we get into these pick'ems?
Yeah, Danny, I got a couple of headlines for you.
Oh yeah, news.
The most important one, and the one that hits very near and dear to my heart. Last night, there's a new American League home run king.
Shout him out. Future New York Met, Aaron Judge.
Shut up. No, he's not leaving.
Good luck with
Yankees legend, next captain, number 99, Aaron Judge. It's a 62nd home run of the season last night. He passes Roger Maris 61 years ago, who hit 61 in 61. I mean,
Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah, 61 years ago in 1961, Roger Maris hit 61 home runs, passing Babe Ruth. Of course, everybody, all the controversies that he had. I think it's 8 more games to do it. Originally, the season was 154 games in which Ruth did it. And it took Roger Maris I think it was still one of the final games, if I recall correctly, to hit that 61. So,
I mean, hey, I'm not a big baseball guy. I mean, I'm definitely more into it than I was when we started doing this podcast, but it's history, man. That's crazy.
Danny,
it's cool.
I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I'm like, oh my God, he just hit 62, but it's like knowing in the back of my mind that like Bonds still has more, McGuire still has more, Sosa still has more.
Shout out Aaron Judge becoming 7th all time.
See, yeah, you sound like a Red Sox fan that's coping. All the people that I follow on Twitter that are Red Sox fans, that's all they say is congrats to Aaron Judge for sitting 7th alone, for home. But Michael Kay last night put it into really good perspective. Danny, there have been thousands, and I mean thousands, of people to play in Major League Baseball. Aaron Judge is only the 6th person ever to hit 60 home runs in a season. Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, Aaron Judge, keep those 3 for the Yankees, and then Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds. That's it. It's only 6 players have ever hit 60.
He's on an upper echelon of like all-time players.
If you remember, now granted, I know that you weren't into baseball, 2017, when Stanton won the MVP award of the National League with the Marlins, he fell 1 short. He hit 59.
That's crazy.
And now they're on the same team. And Stanton, sure, you're not going to hit 59 home runs every season. He just cracked 30 the other day. He's hit a home run in each of the last 3 games too. All those, I believe, being up against Texas with the split doubleheader yesterday, and then the opening series game on Monday. Moving on from baseball now. Did you see that there's a retirement in the NFL?
I did. Oh, who was it? Oh Lord. Give it to me. Real quick, shout out Brian Hotch on the call.
Hoke.
Sorry, I just read it. I
read it. On the call too.
Didn't he call the fucking?
No.
What?
No, Brian Hoke. My good friend Brian Hoke is he does some work with Yes or MLB Network, but primarily he's a beat writer for MLB.com.
Well, shout out him.
Yeah, he responded to my DM. Thank you, Brian.
That's why
It was Michael Kay who had the call on TV and John Sterling who had the call on radio.
shout out them, man.
Well,
That's our dream.
Danny, it was Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles, yes.
Blake Bortles
Blake
has
Buttholes.
officially retired from the NFL.
Honestly, first ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's easily.
Peyton who?
Who? Peyton?
Who?
Peyton Hillis?
Peyton.
There's only one Peyton that I know.
The only reason why that's in your head is because you were talking
Literally
about Madden 12.
Literally yesterday. Blake, good career, made a lot of money. Shout out that guy. Best job in the world, backup quarterback.
Moving on to the next headline. Daniel, let's talk about one of the most invisible receivers on the New York Giants.
All of them?
I said the most.
Kenny Golladay?
Yep. Kenny Galladay's got a sprained MCL.
Ooh.
I believe it was sprained MCL. I want to double check, but yep, MCL sprain. Danny, that makes him the third Giant this season to suffer that injury.
Kayvon was the first. And then
in the final week of preseason.
And then Big Cat, right?
Yep. In week 2, maybe, against Carolina. Yeah, so he's not going to be traveling with the team to London this Sunday. It's fine. The Giants won. He had I don't think he had a single reception on one target. The Giants will be fine without him.
You listener at home, over the last 3 weeks, you have the same amount of receiving yards as Kenny Golladay. He's just getting paid more.
Woo!
All right.
Any more Sign me up to that. What was it? 70?
72.
72, yeah.
72
yeah, Danny, the last headline to talk about contains a quarterback that's injured. And Jerry Jones says that Dak can't grip the football enough to be able to play.
Oh, that's not good.
You know, Danny, I don't get why. You know what? I shouldn't say that. I get why they want to rush him back. He's Dak Prescott. You're 3-1 with Cooper Rush as a starter. Just let him recover.
Let him cook.
Don't rush him back in there and then potentially do something worse to his hand.
Let him cook. And I actually believe that they are undefeated with Cooper Rush as a starter.
Yeah, he's like, what, 3-0 as a starter?
5-0 now.
Oh.
He was 2-0 before this season, or 3-0 before this season, and he's undefeated this season. So he might be the best quarterback of all time.
Comes in against Tampa, still wins. I lied. Comes close. Comes in against Tampa. They lose that game. I don't remember what the final score was, so I don't even know if it was close or not. But regardless, beat the Giants, beat Washington. Forget who they played week 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Vikings? No. Whatever.
But just let Dak recover. You're 3-1.
But talking about the best quarterback of all time, let's get into these pick'ems. And Thursday Night Football has the best quarterback of all time in Russell Wilson versus Matt Ryan. Let's ride. Colts versus Broncos, Thursday Night Football. Jonathan Taylor is probably not going to play. Yeah, he's on a short week. He has what could be an ankle sprain, or what looks like an ankle sprain. It's not a high ankle sprain, so that's great. But I'm going to ride with the Broncos country. I have to. The over-under line is at 42.5. The Broncos are the 3-point favorite right now. They're 2-2. Colts are 1-2-1. I'm riding with Broncos country, man. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, Danny, I mean, like you said, 3-point favor playing in Denver. I don't know if Jonathan Taylor is going to be playing in this game. I'm looking at this. Russell Wilson is also questionable.
Is he?
Yeah. Right now, Melvin Gordon and Russ are questionable, as well as Tyree Cleveland, but I didn't really think that was of importance. Greg Dulcich is still on the IR. Yeah, I'm gonna go Denver here. I mean, at the end of the day, Russ is better than Matt Ryan.
So I have some lines for take or toss.
And also, sorry, you just cut me off. Like, what the hell, man?
That was the longest pause of all time.
I apologize. Well, at the end of the day, Matt Ryan, not better than Russell Wilson. Michael Pittman's been virtually invisible.
I'm so happy.
It feels like for this season.
So happy I traded him.
It's going to be interesting to see the running game, though. At the end of the day, I mean, even though no Javonte for Denver and Melvin Gordon is questionable. Melvin Gordon's got to play in that game, right?
Yep.
No
And
way
if
he
he
doesn't.
doesn't, Mike Boone, baby, Mike Boone.
Like boom,
Um,
bringing the boom.
but that also brings me to my take or toss line for this game. I don't have one for every game, but I have some interesting lines, and one of them is Melvin Gordon, currently set at 53.5 rushing yards. Taking you tossing.
I'm gonna take because I can see there being like one good play where he maybe gets 30, and right there, the rest of the game, you mean to tell me he won't get 20 yards?
I'm gonna toss, and here's why. I think Mike Boone's gonna get a lot of the carries. Maybe not all of the carries, maybe not the majority of the carries, but he's gonna get a lot. And I think Melvin Gordon's gonna be the receiving back, at least for this game. Melvin Gordon, I mean, he's a solid receiving back. I don't think Melvin Gordon's that good at football, period. But besides the point, Mike Boone, 2 costly drops. What after Javonte went out, Melvin Gordon can't hold on to the football. So it's a lose-lose situation. I think Mike Boone's going to be in there as a runner because he did look good as a runner. And I think Melvin Gordon's going to be in there as a pass catcher and probably get some snaps under center also.
See, but Danny, think back to that week 1 game that Denver had. You would have thought that Melvin Gordon didn't actually, you wouldn't have thought that he was going to get as many rushing attempts as he did, especially with Javonte Williams, but they were swapping them out every drive.
Well, because they're incompetent. They have a new coaching staff, and it looks like Russell Wilson's playing with a bunch of preschoolers. All right, next game before I get more disrespectful. Studer, take it away, baby. London game, Giants, Packers.
We've got Giants and Packers in London. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the venue.
In London, in it.
It is in London. It's in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
In it, bruv.
Not being played on a Tuesday.
Not being played on a Tuesday, being played on a Sunday. God save the king.
Oh man, we're just wow. A lot of people.
R.I.P. Queen Lizzie. You would have loved to watch Daniel Jones.
Well, if he plays, you would have loved to have watched Davis Webb take on.
You would love to watch Saquon Barkley at quarterback.
Straight up. Right. Yeah. So
go for it.
Wow. Over under set at 41.5. Green Bay is favored by 8. I mean, Wan'Dale's
favored by 8.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's nuts.
Wan'Dale is questionable. Kadarius Toney is questionable. Leonard Williams is questionable. Aaron Robinson, man, gets his appendix taken out, misses like 2 games, plays, and then he has an injury. I forget what injury he just suffered. But yeah. Poor Aaron Robinson, man. So he's on the IR. He won't be in London. As we just said earlier, Kenny Golladay also won't be in London.
Kenny Golladay wouldn't play in London anyway.
No, Kenny Golladay would play, just not get looked at.
The most expensive decoy of all time.
I don't want to talk about it. Danny, I'm pretty sure I said this in the week 4 preview, or excuse me, week 4 review.
Uh-huh.
If the New England Patriots running on their 3rd string quarterback can take the Green Bay Packers to overtime and late into overtime, I don't see why the Giants can't give them a fair shot. I will play it safe though, and I will say Green Bay, excuse me, because at the end of the day, Aaron Jones is having a really good season. And the Giants have a tough time stopping their run game.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I would be totally okay with being wrong, but I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to say Green Bay.
This is what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do, Danny?
I'm going to hedge your bet, and I'm going to take the Giants. However, on one condition.
Okay.
Only if Daniel Jones plays. If Daniel Jones does not play, I'm taking the Packers. If Daniel Jones does play, I'm taking the Giants. Right now, I have written down Giants, but if Daniel Jones is out, you heard it here first, switching to the Packers. But I don't know why, man, I'm riding the high of the 3-1 New York Giants.
I mean, I am too, but they're facing the 3-1 Packers.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. You're playing Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But also, the Packers defense has not looked great this year. And the Giants defense has looked much improved, to say the
Oh, the
least.
defense looks great under Wink Martindale. It's really funny. I was kind of upset when Patrick Graham left and went to Vegas, but like we just got a total upgrade at defensive coordinator.
Yeah. I do have a line for this game. Aaron Rodgers over under 241.5 passing yards. I'm taking that line.
Slamming the take. Yeah.
Slamming the take. Because there's no chance that he goes under that. Next game. Your Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills.
Hold up 1 second, Danny. I want to point this up because I scrolled down. We'll get to that game in a second. Not so fast. A lovely Corso. Green Bay in their last 5, right? Mm-hmm. Won by 3 in overtime over New England. Mm-hmm. Only won by 2 over Tampa. Mm-hmm. And then won by 17 against Chicago. And that's their last 3. While the Giants beat the Bears by 8. So probably, a little more than half of what Green Bay beat them by. Mm-hmm. This could be a closer game. And quite honestly, if it was the Giants playing Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I genuinely think that would have been a close game too, especially with how riddled Tampa Bay's offense was that game. Okay, I'm very sorry. I saw that and I wanted to point that out.
At bare minimum, take the spread. I do think that the Giants cover. They're an 8-point underdog. I don't think they lose by 8.
Right? Yeah, I don't either.
Interesting stat. Steelers versus Bills, obviously.
Well, I can pick for the both of us. Well, obviously, we're both going to be taking Buffalo because, as you said,
100%.
If they were to lose to the Jets, you're not taking the Steelers again. So Danny and I are both going to be picking the Bills. But absolutely. Danny, explain why.
Before I get into that, the line currently is set at Bills. Bills are favored by 14 points. This is the first time since the AFL-NFL merger in 1970 that the Steelers are a 14-point underdog. The Steelers, before this game, were the only team in the NFL to never be a 14-point underdog.
Oh, my God.
And this is the first game. That's the big benefit, baby. That's the big benefit. Obviously, there's nothing really to say. You're taking the Bills. The Bills are currently probably the best team in the league. The Eagles, they're kind of right around the same. But the Steelers just don't have a run defense, obviously. We don't have a regular defense, obviously. It's hard to play football when your best defender's out. And the best defensive player on the planet plays for the Steelers, and he's currently not playing. So it makes things hard.
That'd be like the Giants missing.
That'd be like the Giants missing their entire defense.
I was going to say Dory Jackson.
That'd be like the Giants missing Lawrence Taylor.
Fair point.
It's like there's the only defensive player that you can compare TJ Watt to right now is Aaron Donald. And if the Rams were missing Aaron Donald, that's it. And I think TJ's better than Aaron Donald at this point in their career. But I digress.
It's good perspective to put it in.
Over under set at 47. Slam the over because the Bills are going to run up the score. My only hope for this game is that Kenny Pickett looks good. Kenny Pickett looks good. He hits Muth a couple times for maybe a touchdown. I want Kenny to get his first passing touchdown. I mean, hey, there's nothing really to say. I do have a line for this game. Oh, no, never mind. I don't. Oh, I do. Never mind.
Make up your mind.
Well,
dummy.
The app that we use that we're not sponsored by, so we're not going to say. It's kind of obvious, but they have the games in a different order, so I wrote them down in a different order. Josh Allen's currently set at 320.5 total yards. I'm taking it. It's a high line, but I'm taking it.
I'm gonna toss that.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say he comes close, but I don't know if he hits 320.
I think also he hits 350.
There's a very good chance too that the Bills run up the score so much that just like in that Sunday night game against Tennessee, he doesn't play like the last quarter of the game.
That's fair. But I also hope if that happens, we get some run from our younger guys. I want to see Connor Hayward come in. That's Cam Hayward's little brother or nephew or something like that. He's definitely related. He's a tight end. He hasn't gotten much run this year. I want him to. I want to see some Jalen Warren. I'm a big Jalen Warren guy. But yeah, nothing really to say. Let's move on. It's my
Wow,
favorite
wait,
team.
that's cool. I just realized that is Pat Fryermuth really the leading receiver on the Steelers? 223 yards.
It's not cool, actually.
Also, Minka's questionable, so that's something to note.
Yeah, I think Cam is also questionable. They will both went down late in that game against the
Cam
Jets.
Hayward is.
But they both came back in, so I don't think that it's a real questionable. I think it's just kind of giving them a little bit rest at practice. Yeah.
Yep.
Next game, Chargers at Bills.
No, it's Chargers at Browns, not Chargers at Bills.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Chargers at Browns. I do that a lot. I'm kind of a dummy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Chargers at Browns. They play in Cleveland. Chargers are favored by 3. Because the Browns currently have the best running back in football in Nick Chubb. I might be talking myself out of what I put down, and I am. I'm going to take the Browns. I put down the Chargers. I'm switching right now. I just think the Keenan Allen injury is going to hurt them, especially in this game, because they have Denzel Ward, who's one of the best man-to-man corners in the league. And if they have Denzel Ward, not DJ Ward, on Mike Williams, it's going to be hard for Mike Williams to do much. And the Browns have a crazy run game, and I trust that.
Yeah, the Browns run game with no Joey Bosa.
Exactly. Who we taking?
I'm gonna pick LA.
Okay. Give me a reason.
I don't know. Maybe we see more out of Eckler.
See more out of Eckler? He had 3 touchdowns this week.
Danny, why am I doing this? Why do I always mix up Eckler and Allen? Oh man. Okay, right. Keenan Allen's questionable. Hamstring, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you call the Browns the Bills. Give me
No,
some
I'll
slack.
give you some slack. But talking about Austin Eckler, for take or toss, 91.5 scrimmage yards, total yards. You taking, you tossing, because I am slamming that. I think he's going to be used a ton.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, I'm gonna yeah. Maybe this is more of a gut thing. I'm gonna go Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely the better team. They're both 2-2 right now, but
realistically, the Browns actually should be 3-1.
I mean, Browns are 1-1 at home, Chargers are 1-1 away. So next game, 1 p.m. NFC North matchup, Bears at Vikings.
Da Bears. Taking on the jet-lagged Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, they're still tired. But the Bears are currently 0-2 on the road. The Vikings are currently 2-0 at home. And the Vikings are favored by 7 points. And I'm slamming the Vikings just because the Bears suck.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings here too. Danny, one of the only ways that Chicago might be able to put up more of a fight is if they actually do more with Darnell Mooney. He finally, of course, of all the games, it's the one against the Giants where he actually does, finally gets a decent amount of receiving yards.
He got 4 receptions.
The fact though that he's their leading receiver and he only has 121 yards.
Do we know a fun stat that Cooper Kupp has more receptions than Justin Fields has completed passes?
My guess also would have been attempts.
Yeah. Also, something that I just found out, Khalil Herbert has 52 carries, and on those 52 carries, he averages 6.1 yards per. That's crazy.
It is.
But nothing really to say. Justin Jefferson's show. There was no fun lines in this game. Sadness.
All right, so we're both going mini.
Both going mini.
All right.
Next game, Detroit in New England, Lions versus Patriots. Patriots favored by 3. The Lions have the best receiver in this game, in TJ Hawkinson. They also might have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They also have the best quarterback in this game. They also have the best running back in this game. They definitely have the worst defense in this game because I'm slamming the over under of 45.5 because I almost just scored a total of 100 points. I'm taking the Lions. I'm very partial to the Lions. I've noticed this season I've taken the Lions a lot. And by a lot, I mean I'm pretty sure I've taken them every single week. Nope, I've taken them 3 out of the 4 weeks, and I've been wrong every single time. Lions week 1 lost. I took the Lions to lose week 2. I was wrong, and then I took the Lions week 3, and I took the Lions week 4. All wrong. So maybe I switched to the Patriots, but I won't. Who you taking and why?
Yeah, I'm going Detroit here. Your defense in this game, the defense can afford to be a little bit on the thumbs down side when New England's offense isn't the best. Yeah,
and
I
it's
mean,
helmed by Bailey Zappi.
27, 26, and 17 are the points that they've scored going back to that game against Pittsburgh. And even if you want to include the season opener, 7. But the Lions are scoring, 45, 24, 36, 35. They know how to put up the points.
Highest powered offense in the league.
Also, so if the Lions know how to put up the points and the Patriots don't, that's how you win a football game, is scoring more points than your opponent. That's what Detroit is going to do.
Or you also hold them to less points than you score. That's also another way to win.
That's very true. But yes. I don't see the New England Patriots outscoring the Lions defense. I'm going to go with the Lions.
Also fun stat. The Lions are the only team in the NFL that are 4-0 to be over in every game. They've hit the over 4 out of 4 games. And their games are going over by 21 points per game. They're hitting the over. That's why I'm slamming over this game, man. Best offense and worst defense out of the Lions. Beautiful. It's a beautiful sight, and it's great for fantasy. So I love it. Next game. Seahawks at Saints. The Hawks are in New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by 5.5. The over-under is 46. I'm taking the Saints. It looks like Jameis Winston might be back this week, which would be nice. Would it be nice, actually? I don't know. But he's at least fun to watch. I do think that this is going to be a pretty up there in the points department. I think that both teams are going to air out the football. Olave is going to get targets. DK is going to get targets. Tyler Lockett's going to get targets. It's gonna be a pretty aired out game. Geno Smith is 102 for 132 this year. He's passed the ball 132 times and only has 30 incompletions. That's crazy. But nah, it'll be a fun game at least, at bare minimum.
Vinny, it's weird that you say that it's going to be a fun game when, quite honestly, it's the most boring game of the week.
I disagree that it's the most boring game of the week.
Yeah, it is. Don't tell me Titans Commanders is more boring, because absolutely it's not.
No, it's not. But Steelers Bills, Colts Broncos on primetime. That's a boring game.
No, this is still boring.
Texans Jags.
Yeah, I really want to watch Geno Smith and Jameis Winston really face off. All right. Let's go Thursday night. At least in Indy and Denver, you get to see Russ cook, right?
Horribly. He's trying to make ramen noodles without water. That's what he's cooking.
What was another game? You said Steelers Bills. Okay, you get to watch Josh Allen, and then you get to try to see how the rookie Kenny Pickett's going to do. I'd say that's more exciting than watching Smith and Winston.
I don't know, bro. Geno has been fun.
What other game do you want to throw my way that this game could be more entertaining than?
Niners Panthers. Exactly.
No, watching the Niners are a good team, better than these two.
Yeah, but
the Panthers.
Fun. That means it'll be a blowout.
Yeah,
and you got to watch Baker Mayfield play football. That's punishment. That's cruel and unusual. That's what that is. That's unconstitutional.
It doesn't matter to me. I think this is the boring game of the week. Boring, yet unfortunately there will be a winner. And for me, I'm going to say that winner is going to be New Orleans.
I mean, you could predict a tie. I did that.
No.
Fair enough. Next game. Dolphins Jets. Dolphins Jets. Nothing to say. Taking the Dolphins. Do you have anything to say? Because I don't.
Dolphins here only favored by 3.
Only favored by 3, but you also got to remember Zach Wilson is the quarterback for the other team. Yes, Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback for the Dolphins.
Danny, you say that. Zach Wilson just beat your team.
My team is bad. The Dolphins are not. My team is 1-3. The Dolphins flipped that and they're 3-1. It's surprising that Tua's not playing this week. He looks good to me. I am accredited NFL doctor. Sorry, bad joke. I'm taking the
it didn't hit.
Dolphins.
Read the room.
In East Rutherford, New Jersey. Who you taking and why? Or not why if you're taking the Dolphins. Or if you're taking the Jets, man, that'd be something.
It's gonna be nice to see Mike Gesicki back in his home state of New Jersey.
Shout out. That's the man. We got to get him on the pod one day.
Me too.
You got the address, bro. Just send him something. Just send him
okay.
Send him a little.
You don't have to say it like that. That's a little weird.
Nah,
just said that I had Hallie's number.
You were given the number. You were given the address. Just shoot him.
I still haven't texted her. I've met her 11 months ago.
I told you. Oh my lord.
I was scared, dude.
She gave you the number for a reason.
I was nervous. You
didn't ask for the number.
That's very true. It'll never be too late for me.
No, it might be.
No.
Okay. I say,
I'm gonna pick.
I'll text her and be like, "Hey, this is the weird dude from Starbucks you gave your number to 11 months ago."
Well, if I send the picture that we took together,
you could do that too, and then you could be like, "Hey, I don't want anything signed, but can Mike shed out 10 minutes to do an interview?"
No, that's the thing. I'm not gonna do that. I can't just go right away asking for the interview.
You definitely can. That's what journalists.
No,
you
gotta like warm up to him a little bit.
That's what journalists do, man.
Well, I'm gonna be picking Miami. Obviously no Tua, but at the end of the day, there's still Jalen Waddle. There's still Tyreek Hill. Give me the Dolphins. Fins up.
The Dolphins. Fins up. Shout out Caleb.
The Dolphins.
Next game, Falcons at Bucks. See, this game could be fun. This is the kind of football that Tom Brady left Giselle for.
Patterson. Oh, wow. A Patterson-less Falcons team.
Yeah, Patterson got put on IR. Sad face, also on my fantasy team. But they said that he should be back sooner rather than later. Tampa's favored by 8.5, and I don't see why they shouldn't be. They literally have the best passer, the best running back, and the best receiver in this game. Taking the Bucks. They have the two best receivers in this game because they have Evans and Godwin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tampa here too. Their defense is just really good. They've only allowed 17 points per game.
Yep. They did look good. Next.
Titans Commanders. Wow. Okay. Also, I talk about that game. And I was like Cooper Rush. I was like, I don't know if that game was close. I forgot this final score of that game between the Bucks and the Cowboys this year was 19-3. So
Jesus.
Moving on.
Next game, Titans Commanders. See, I'm pretty sure every game but one, which was the Giants game, which might be switched. We've taken the same team. Oh no, you took Chargers. I took Browns. I think this one could be one where we differ because I'm taking the Commanders. I'm taking the Manders, baby. Give me those Manders, the Mandalorians. Carson Wentz is going to have a better game than he's had these past 2 weeks. The Titans defense is not great. I think that if any team can stop the Derrick Henry run, the Manders are up there. They have a very good D-line, They just need their offense to click. And it looks like Brian Robinson might play for the first time this week. He might get limited run, which would be amazing. I'd be so happy.
For me, it says he's out, not even questionable.
Yep. Because yesterday I was looking to trade for him, maybe stash him because somebody.
Oh, all right, yeah, Adam Schefter. Oh, well, that was 21 days ago. I don't know why that's the latest news. It's 3 weeks, but yeah, ESPN. Oh, obviously, why they're only going to have their writers. Robinson has chance for week 5 return.
Yes, he is currently out. He could, but it is saying that he could see the field this week as a limited run player. So he is currently listed at out, but he's technically doubtful. But whatever, I think it'd be fun to watch him. I do think that the Manders offense is good if Carson Wentz is clicking, which is not often, but he is due. He started off the season hot. He had 2 back-to-back bad weeks, so let's hope for 2 back-to-back good weeks. Wentz, baby, putting my pick 'em on the back. Take the Manders. Washington, let's ride.
13, 14. Counting really quickly, 15, 16. Okay, Danny.
Do that.
You don't forget 7. Once you hit 7, the rest is like smooth sailing from there. This is a game I don't have a winner for right now. So I'm gonna look at some stats. Washington
1-3
allows 4.4 yards per carry.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to look at Tennessee's passing defense, and how many yards they allow per attempt. Danny, the Titans allow 7.7 yards per attempt. That is that is good for 30th in the league. Now the Commanders are sitting at 28 with 7.5.
Okay.
The Commanders have a better passing game than the Titans do. And if the Commanders are going to have the potential to stop Derrick Henry, sorry to disappoint you, Danny, I'm taking Washington here.
No. We've had such good difference in all of our lists. Well, maybe this is good because you've been on a streak. So your record is currently much better than mine. Sitting at 31, 32, and 1. Next game.
Meanwhile, I'm like 36, 27, and 1.
Shut up. Didn't ask.
No. It's better than you. Simply better.
I am better.
I simply don't want to give away the jersey more.
I simply probably will give away the jersey. Next game. Last game in the 1 o'clock window. Texans Jags. This could be a fun one. Not fun because it's close, because the Jags are currently the 7-point favorite, but fun because there's a lot of young players with high potential. And I'm going to take the Jags here because the Jags have a good defense and the Jags have a good offense, and the Texans only have a decent one of those things. And it's not the defense. They have a decent run game, and they maybe target Brandon Cooks. Taking the Jags.
Danny, if Houston was to get their first win, they really would do it against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes, they would.
And they really do have the potential to do it.
They do.
I mean, Dameon Pierce looked good last week.
And the week before. He's currently on my
was he him alert?
He was him watch.
Oh.
He was him watch. He could be moving to the him alert this week. He's on the watch. He's on the lookout.
So Dameon Pierce could have his third straight good week. Brandon Cooks. He had a pretty solid week last week.
He did.
Could have a solid week again this week.
I'm starting him in my flex. I'm banking on it.
But it's not going to happen.
No.
Give me Jacksonville.
No.
Danny, you said that this game you were looking forward to it. And quite honestly, I am too, simply for the fact I'm kind of excited to see some more out of T-Law.
I think T-Law is going to have his best game of his career right now in this game.
I just got a notification saying Judge wants home run ball back. Aaron would love to get 60-second home run ball returned, but says fan who caught it has, quote, every right to it.
Yeah, good luck getting it back.
The guy who caught it was a VP for Fisher Financial Investments, and his wife is a reporter for Sports Illustrated. So I'm banking on his wife being like, I cover sports. I know how important that stuff is to them. Give it back.
And him saying, no. And
it's kind of funny. Everybody is like misunderstanding these reports. Everybody thinks that he is the VP of this financial investment company. No, like my dad is a VP at Wells Fargo. Doesn't mean he's the vice president of Wells Fargo by any means.
Yes.
Shout out, Dad.
Shout out, Dad. Shout out, Sir Suitor.
Anyways, sorry, going back.
Game.
Well, I hope Judge gets the ball back. I'm gonna go Jacksonville, but Danny, don't be surprised if Houston wins.
I would. Next, I don't think Judge is getting the ball back. And third, next game, Niners at Panthers. Next, taking the 49ers because the Panthers are butt cheeks.
Niners favored by 6.5.
That's it. The over-under is only 39. Smacking it because the Niners are running up that score. I guess it's because the Panthers defense is like halfway decent.
And maybe because of the fact that the Niners just haven't scored a lot in their games.
I guess.
10, 27.
And then 24.
10 again, and then 24.
Yeah.
So it's a little inconsistent.
They're due for the 10 game. I'm taking the Niners. Are you taking the Niners?
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners here. And you know what? I'll even take San Francisco here on the spread. I'll bet you that they cover that.
I will bet you that it also goes over. Cool. Next. Cowboys at Rams. This is definitely one to talk about, and I really hope we have a different one here, and I feel like we will. Because I am personally taking the Cowboys. I don't like the look on your face. I think the matchup is too good to not take the Cowboys. Their defense has looked good. The Rams have not looked good. Trayvon Diggs has looked like a very good corner so far this year. And that hurts me to say because I was a big Trayvon Diggs hater. Please switch your pick to the Rams right now. Looks like Cooper Rush is playing good. Zeke's healthy. He's not good, but he's healthy. CeeDee Lamb is playing very good. Michael Gallup had a good week. He just came back. Take the Cowboys. All signs point to a Cowboys victory.
Yeah, let's move on to the next game.
Are you gonna reiterate what I just said? Just say that hey, Cowboys match up well.
Rams here are favored actually by 4.5 with an over under set at 43. But the Rams just haven't looked like the Rams. They only put up 9 points against San Francisco. Now, San Francisco, Danny, I would say San Fran's got a better defense than Dallas.
I agree.
But maybe not by much.
Nope. San Fran does have a great defense, but their defenses are good in different ways. San Fran has a great linebacking core and a solid D-line, while the Cowboys have a good secondary and Michael Parsons.
The Rams offense just isn't doing it against teams that have good defense. Only 10 points against Buffalo, 9 against San Fran.
Yep.
But then it's just they take advantage of a poor defense, putting up 20 against Arizona and 31 against Atlanta.
Yep. Nope, not great. I'm taking the Cowboys.
I'm sorry, Danny. I'm going Dallas here too. This was actually the one game left that I had no winner for. And I don't know if that was because I genuinely didn't know or if it was because I don't want Dallas to win. Again, this is a game that as a Giants fan, I'd be so happy to be wrong about. So at the end of the day, go Rams. But looking at it from a football perspective and not a fan's perspective, Cowboys have a really good shot at winning this game and going advancing to 4-1.
Next game.
Birds and birds.
Birds. It's a bird game. Bird off. Eagles at Cardinals. There's nothing much for me to say. Kyler Murray has struggled this year. The Eagles have a great defense, and Jalen Hurts is an MVP candidate. I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles here too, Danny. But honestly, I feel like if the Eagles were to lose their first game, it would be to the Cardinals. I don't know why. That just seems like something that would happen. But Miles Sanders, if he can have even half of the performance that he did last week, they'll be set. A.J. Brown, obviously. Jalen kind of just had an off week. Look, the Eagles had an off week or he had an off week and still pulled out with a W. AJ Green right now is questionable for the Cardinals. I gotta go Philadelphia here. Now the Eagles actually in the matchup predictor, or rather the Cardinals are favored to win about 56 to 44%.
Yeah.
But the Eagles are favored by 5.
Yeah. I have a line for this game. This is my last take or toss. Jalen Hurts, 318.5 total yards. You take, you toss. 318 I'm taking because that's combined passing running yards.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's been on pace to getting like 100 almost every game, basically.
Yep.
Oh, wait, Danny. Speaking of birds, you know what we didn't talk about?
What did not?
I'm gonna go back really. This is the Saints' second leg in the bird gauntlet. They already beat the Falcons. Now they're going to be playing the Saints, and then later this season they will play the Eagles and the Cardinals. So that's fun.
Did you put the Saints? You said the Saints are in the bird gauntlet. They're playing the Hawks, not the Saints. You said they're playing the Saints. I was confused for a second. My bad.
Did I say the Saints are playing the Saints?
Yes.
My bad. Well, the Saints are on their second leg of the bird gauntlet
with the Seahawks.
Yes.
What even is a Seahawk?
It's a hawk. Know. Is it like
a hawk from the sea?
Is it like a cool seagull? Well, no, because hawks are different from gulls.
I don't know.
I'm not a biologist.
Yeah, next game. The AFC North matchup of the week. Bengals at Ravens. This is gonna be a fun game. This is Sunday Night Football. This is interdivisional. I'm gonna take the Ravens. The Ravens have been probably the third most impressive team for me so far this year, even considering they're 2-2. Could you tell me how much time they've trailed in football games this season?
The Ravens.
Yes, total. How much time they've total trailed in football games?
I'm gonna say 15 minutes.
14 seconds. They've lost two
Oh,
games. They've
what?
lost 2 games and they trailed for a total of 14 seconds
Wow.
on the season. The Bengals have not looked great. They haven't looked bad. They started off the season looking bad, but they picked it up. I'm taking the Ravens though. I think the Ravens are just a very good matchup. You see Marcus Peters get into it with the coach for the Ravens, Harbaugh.
Yeah, he won it after John Harbaugh.
Yeah, there's 2. I just call him Harbaugh. I never remember.
And I have a connection with the other one too, with him being the head coach at Michigan and being a Penn State guy in the Big Ten.
Yeah, no, it's rough. But I'm taking the Ravens. Who you taking and why?
Danny, I've got the Ravens written down. Part of me might want to switch to Cincinnati.
Okay.
T. Higgins had a really good game last week. We know that Baltimore doesn't necessarily have the best secondary.
All correct.
Cincinnati's defense has kind of been holding it down. They've been allowing 17.5 points per game. 15 to Miami, 12 to the Jets, 20 to Dallas, 23 to the Steelers.
Wow. So it's a not a bad take either way.
Danny, I might want to go Cincinnati here.
Lock it in.
Relax. Hold on.
Nah, I want you to lock it in. Because then we differ.
Yeah, but Baltimore's offense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, Mark Andrews, he didn't really have a
Lamar.
great game against what about the Bills?
Yes. Lamar only had 13 fantasy points.
Oh man, I really don't know. Do I just go with what I had written down? Do I just take Baltimore?
Go with the Bengals for now. If you want to change it, you can change it before kickoff.
No, you know what? I'll keep what I have written down, and then I'll have up until kickoff to switch to the Bengals. So I'll take Baltimore for now.
Word.
And I'll really think about it.
Final game of the week, Monday Night Football.
Minf.
These interdivisional matchups are just so much fun. AFC
they really
West,
are.
Raiders versus Chiefs. This one will be high scoring. The over-under set at 51, so they assume that it'll be high scoring. I'm taking the over. KC is favored by 7, and I'm taking KC because they are the better team. Patrick Mahomes has 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. He averages 1 touchdown per 100 yards passing. That's a wild stat.
That's crazy.
Nah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here too. But of course, just so that it's a better game. I kind of hope that Hunter Renfrow comes back. I hope that L'Jarius Sneed comes back for Kansas City. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Devontae hasn't been Devontae yet. So I'm gonna go Kansas City.
I mean,
just like you said, Danny, he hasn't, but he hasn't been the Devontae Adams that we know. He's not performing up to his potential,
which is correct.
But yeah, Kansas City is just the better team. Travis Kelce's having a pretty good season too. 322 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
It's pretty solid.
All right. That does it for the pick'ems. Let's just run them down real quick. I have Broncos, Giants, Bills, Browns, Vikings, Lions, Saints, Dolphins, Bucks, Commanders, Jags, Niners, Cowboys, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs. Those are all the teams that I have winning. Stu, do you want to run yours down super fast?
Yeah, I just got to look at it differently because I've got NFLs and then ESPN, but I've got the Broncos, the Packers, the Bills, the Chargers, the Vikings, the Lions, Saints, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Commanders. You thought we would have had some difference there. The Jaguars, the Niners, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Ravens, and the Chiefs.
So overall, we differ on 2 games this week.
Potentially 3.
Potentially 3 or potentially 1, because if Daniel Jones doesn't play, I'm switching to the Packers.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about any fantasy real quick? Talk about how your week's panning out for your matchup?
Yeah, let's do it. Let me pull it up really quickly.
All right. I got mine pulled up right now. We talk mostly about our fantasy league that we're in, our dynasty. Currently, I'm projected to lose 155 to 127 to Chris Bow, the Chris Meister. This is the matchup. Y'all can pause if you want to look at it. If you are on, never mind. It's backwards.
They're not going to be able to see that.
I didn't think it's backwards. I'm starting Carson Wentz versus the Titans. I do think he's going to have a good game. Starting Ramondre Stevenson, Nick Chubb, DK Metcalf. See, this is rough because currently I'm starting. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kyle Pitts, but Drake London, I'm not very high on starting this week. I'm thinking of starting. You know what? Locking it in now. Put it in Isaiah McKenzie instead of Drake London. Isaiah McKenzie, slot receiver against the Steelers. They always go off. AJ Dillon, Nick Folk, and the Vikings defense. Vikings defense against the Bears are projected almost 10 points, which is nuts. But the other side of the ball, going against Jalen Hurts, Joe Mixon, James Conner, Cooper Kupp, Mike Williams, Travis Kelce, Adam Thielen, Michael Carter, Justin Tucker, and Saints defense. It's a rough matchup for me, man. His hitters are hitters.
But
Hurts,
are you projected to win?
No, I'm projected to lose. 36% chance to lose. I'm going up against technically the number 1 team in the league, and I'm currently the number 7 out of 10. But I started 2-2, and I'm on a 2-game slide, so it's rough. I went back-to-back weeks with going 0-4 in fantasy leagues.
You and me are 7-8. Look at us.
No, I don't want to look at us. Who are you projected to? Are you projected to win or lose this week?
I'm projected to win by only 2 points. I got a 51% chance of winning, taking on our friend TJ. Right TJ. Now, I'm going to make some changes. And actually, this will probably change my prediction of winning. But Josh Allen, right now, I've got Jonathan Taylor still in there.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, even if he plays, I might still take him out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, TJ Hawkinson, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Bass, and the Niners defense. Danny, I run this through. Let me see if this makes any sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm going to take out Jonathan Taylor for Josh Jacobs. He'll be in the running back spot.
Okay.
So in my flex, I don't really have another running back. I don't trust Dontrell Hilliard, so I'm not going to put him in. I could go Robbie Anderson. I'm sorry. I could go Sideshow Bob, DJ Moore, Richie James, or Alan Lazard.
Or Hunter Renfrow.
But he's questionable. So
I would go Lazard right now.
Part of me wants to go Lazard as well. There's a good chance that he potentially doesn't play. I'm sorry, that he doesn't. What?
Play good.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I mean, knowing the Giants, they're fit, and the Packers fit, they're probably going to put Adoree Jackson, especially with no Aaron Robinson anymore. I don't know if Cordell Flott's going to be back. I would assume that it's going to be Adoree Jackson on Alan Lazard.
All right. Yeah.
That puts it at a 50-50, and I'm now projected to lose by not even a full point.
But that's also just if Jonathan Taylor doesn't play.
He's out of the lineup right now, so I'll really have to keep an eye out because it's not like I have a couple of days. It's tomorrow.
If Lazard is playing, move him to your receiver spot because he is literally the first game. So you know
I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to switch Godwin with Lazard.
Switch him with T. Higgins actually.
Why? Oh, because T. Higgins is questionable,
Sunday, and he's Sunday night. Just in case you have a flex play that you want to move in.
Damn it, Danny. Now I got to make a bunch of different moves.
Dummy. All right.
Wait, no. T. Higgins. Yeah, T. Higgins is in the flex. Godwin and Lazard right now are my starting wide receivers.
All righty. I believe that's all for today. You got anything you want to say?
Yeah. There was 2 things of history last night, actually, in the Yankees game over the Rangers, or I shouldn't say over the Rangers because they actually lost that game in which it happened. Everybody knows that Judge hit number 62.
Yep.
But you got to give credit where credit's due. I hope that I shouldn't call him a dude. I hope that this guy doesn't feel like what he did is kind of in the shadows of Judge hitting 62. But Garrett Cole setting a new franchise record for most strikeouts in a single season. He passes Ron Guidry. Guidry, I want to say it was 248 strikeouts that Guidry had in 1978, and Garrett Cole passing it last night. I gotta look this up now because if I don't, it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, too
Let's look
bad
at the
Garrett Cole
stats.
sucks.
I'm sorry, 257 strikeouts he has this season. So it was, I guess it was, but it might have still been 248, that record that that Gator held.
Mhm.
Yeah, Gator actually called them yesterday too. They were having a post-game celebration, even though they lost. They're having a post-game celebration. I don't blame them for having a post-game celebration.
You gotta celebrate your history.
Right, you hit the AL single season home run record, and then your franchise record for most strikeouts in a single season. You got to celebrate that. You
100%.
lost by me. They lost by like 1 point too. So point. Oh my god, did I just call it a point? I'm in football mode. They lost by a run, not point.
All right, let's wrap it up. I know you got to get to work
because I don't know what's happening to me right
now. Our brains are just kind of mush today. It's fine.
Yeah,
it happens. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate all of the support that's being shown. If you guys enjoyed this episode and you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. We like everything that you guys do for us, all the comments, all the likes, all the subscribes, all the views, everything. Appreciate it all. If you're on an audio platform, please rate us 5 stars if you can, or hit us up on social media. Just tell us, hey, just listen to your podcast on this app. Enjoyed it, or hey, didn't enjoy this part. Just switch that, and then
you suck.
Yeah, or tell us we suck, man. Tell us what we can improve, and any criticism. We like it. We enjoy all of it. We're not going to take it to heart because we know that it's all in good fun. Not good fun, but it's all in good spirits. That's the word.
There you go.
But thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back next week. Hopefully we're gonna try to have another episode up this week, just doing some fun stuff. But if timing doesn't work out, at worst, we'll see you next week with the recap.
Well, no, hold on, because what are we planning on potentially doing tomorrow night?
Yes, that is correct. I wish we talked about this at the beginning of the episode. Damn. I'll probably cut. Maybe I'll cut this. Maybe I'll put this to the beginning of the episode. We'll see. Thursday night football. That is the Amazon Prime game. That is the Colts versus the Broncos. We plan to go live for a little bit of a watch party. We'll be on probably Twitch, maybe YouTube. We'll see. We'll see how that works.
Might be on Twitter.
We'll see how that works. I mean, we'll figure it out. But we will tweet it out. We'll be everywhere. We'll figure it out. Y'all will know. But we will go live. Y'all join in. You know, have some drinks. Water, of course, but maybe if y'all are 21, have some drinks, hang out, talk to us. I mean, we'll be there. We'll be interacting with you. We'll be watching the game. We'll be talking about how we're feeling.
Good times.
Having some good conversations with some good peoples. But besides that, thank you guys so much, and we'll be back next week.
Bye, guys.